what's up, keepers? I'm Matt Stewart, and today I'll be going over what physical build you want as a goalkeeper and how to get there. When we're trying to make our build ideal for our position, we first have to consider what exactly a goalie has to do. Unlike our field players, our goalkeepers actually have to be built more for quick bursts of explosive energy and fast recovery. Because these things are integral to a goalkeeper's job and performance, we actually have to invest in core exercises and high intensity exercises. Before doing any exercise, you should always do a warm-up and then stretches. You don't want to do stretches before you do warm-ups because then you could risk tearing a muscle. We want to have our muscles nice and warm so that when we stretch them, they don't tear. A good way for you to warm up is HIIT sprints, or high intensity interval training. The reason I specifically bring up HIIT sprints is because they actually are advantageous to what we want to do. They require a quick burst of energy that comes with being a goalkeeper that you just don't get by running and staying monotonous the whole way. Usually with HIIT sprints, you're walking or jogging for a few seconds. Sometimes it can be 15 seconds, then 45 seconds of sprinting, or it could be 30-30. You might want to start out at 45 seconds of jogging. After you do those sprints, you're definitely going to want to stretch out your legs. As you can see, I use mine quite a bit. That's because legs are very important to playing a goalie. It's very important to generating your energy, to pivoting, to basically everything. Same thing with your glutes, same thing with your abs. You have to keep them well maintained, and to do that, you need to stretch them well and properly. Pardon the noise, I had to take us outside to do this stretch. Now you can't see my hands, but I'm telling you, I'm placing them shoulder level in front of me, straight out against the wall. And now I'm trying to stretch this right here. So I move my foot forward, then I lean in. Get a good few seconds in there. That's how I stretch my calf. And do the same with the other leg. I bend. It feels really good. Just like that. Now I'm going to show you how to stretch your glutes. What I usually do, I start out from a plank like this. And glutes are a very hard to reach place, so this is important because you'll be using them a lot. And then you bring your leg forward and up and across. You don't want it at your waist level. You want it just above, and you kind of put your weight on it. You can put pressure on it by poking your toe forward. And when you do that, it causes a stretch right here in your glutes. And you can do the same with the other leg. These are just some stretches that you can do. These are just some of the ones that I found helpful for me because they're in hard to reach places. So feel free to use these. Now I'm going to go over some exercises that you're going to want to do. First exercise I'm going to show you is how to do squats. I'm going to show you how to do them properly, just so you can do them nice and right. And this will help with your stance and being able to get low. Because when you play field hockey, you get low. Alright? So you can jump and explode out. So you need to square your feet up, point your toes forward, kind of like this, as you can see. And when you have them squared, have them shoulder width apart. You can't see my shoulders, but they are. And you need to have your heels on the ground and kind of do a little horse stance, not too wide though. And you bend down, sit into it. And you don't let your heels come up off of the ground. You need to bend down, sit into the squat. All right, let me show you from the side. You bend down, sit into the squat. Notice how I try and keep my body nice and centered. I keep my upper body kind of nice and upright, or I try to. And we want to get them really deep. It's okay if you can't get them this deep yet. Just try your best. Next exercise we're going to do are the dreaded burpees. In all seriousness, as difficult as burpees are, it's really important that we do them because it's all about explosive movements with burpees and then fast recovery. So, allow me to show you. Start with a jump. And right after the jump, we go down into a push-up. Push-ups, we want to be in a nice plank. And when we're doing our push-ups, we want to make sure that we make an L shape with our index finger and our thumb on the ground. And we down and up. I'm not very good at push-ups. And then right after, tuck our legs in and we jump again. Next, I'm gonna go over sit-ups and crunches. Now, I don't have a counterbalancing because I run heavy. I'm gonna have to do my sit-ups a bit tentatively, but please bear with me. So, first you notice you wanna have your feet set down flat on the ground in front of you, and you kind of wanna bring up your knees up into a triangle. And what you do with the arms, you wanna have them crossed over your chest. So some people do it with their arms behind their head. I think that's a little cheaty to do. You like push your head up. Whatever suits you best though. It's gonna take me a second to get up here. Then I go through and down. Sorry that was a bit slow. Again, I don't have a counterbalance, so I kind of, either I was going to do a successful sit-up or I would have just lifted up my legs. So next, I'm going to show you how to do crunches, which are easy for me, and it works out this kind of part of your core, more up here. You basically have the same form, except instead of going up all the way, you curl in, and you pull with this here. Pull with this part of your stomach, of your chest, of like your abs. And crunches can be a real quality exercise for right here. It's really important that you're very strong here because it allows you to twist and turn real easy. Speaking of twisting around and turning, I'm going to show you guys now how to do Russian twist. And with Russian twist, it actually kind of helps if you have a weight. I don't. And with the twist, you kind of want to come up here. I usually have to make my legs elevate, and I'm using my abs to kind of be in a cradle, and you kind of twist. Woo. And it's very hard to balance. It's a good exercise, especially for your core, especially for twisting. It's very important that you do this. Now I'm going to show y'all how to do a plank. Now, some people find it easier if you just do a plank like this, or you have your arms. I have my feet on my toes, and they are shoulder width apart. And if you want to have more difficulty, you can go on your forearms down like this. It's closer to the ground, it's tougher. Next, I'm going to show you how to do lunges. There's actually a move as a goalkeeper that you have to lunge specifically. So when you do a lunge, you want to bring your foot out and try and make a right angle. Don't let your knee touch the ground, right? You do that with our other leg. There we go. We can also do reverse lunges. I don't think I'm good at these. Like this. And we do it with our other leg, like this. One cool exercise I learned are one-legged squats. I used to do them to rehab my knee. But basically what you do, you try and keep your hips as square as possible, right? And you keep your foot forward, right? And you bring your leg up and you kind of bend down as much as you can. It's really hard on one leg trying to balance. I keep bringing my knee in. That's my bad. Let's try with my other leg. I'm a bit better at balancing on my other leg. And I can go pretty low. And I can go pretty low. Ooh. One-legged squats are actually pretty valuable because it teaches you how to center your balance, and keeping ourselves centered is really important to goalkeeping, so you can go from one place to another without having inertia move you this way or the other way that you just went. Another good exercise that you can do are squat jumps. You know, the setup is just like the squat. We have our feet squared off with our shoulders, and our feet are pointing forward, and we proceed with the normal squat, right? And then we jump, and then we go back into a squat, and then we jump. Anyway, keepers, I hope you found at least some of those workouts to be helpful for you, that you've added at least some to your routines. Some might have been new information to you. It might not be. But just a reminder that after you work out, you should stretch, you should hydrate, and you should rest. Rest is actually really important to your athletic performance, because if you don't let yourself rest, you'll actually perform worse. If you're wondering what you should do in the off season, I should suggest that you actually don't play more field hockey, that you find another sport that works out the same muscles as field hockey, as goalkeeping. One of the sports that I found is wrestling. It's all about footwork and all about core and twisting, exactly what a goalkeeper needs. And the reason why you actually don't want to play the same sport year-round is because of athletic health. You are more easily injured, your muscles are more easily to tear, and you're more liable to get hurt if you keep playing the same sport over and over and over again, and not dynamically exercise the same parts of your body. With all that in mind, I'm hoping you're all keeping safe, putting on your goalie pads correctly. In fact, I have a video about that, and I'll link it here. Make sure you like, favorite, and subscribe. If you found this helpful, comment if it did, or if it did not. Let me know. Thanks for watching.